decided, not that he's pissed his brother off enough, he's decided that he's just going to drag Catherine and William into his latest court case, which starts in January 2026 against the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. Now, my theory doesn't really work with that because I don't believe that Harry has got enough evidence, in all honesty, to win this court case, much like the others. Harry likes to talk the talk, doesn't he? He goes in there sword swinging. The number of times we've heard Harry, through his lawyers, have to say, well, I don't have any evidence of that. No, I don't have evidence of that. Well, I thought you did have evidence.
At this point, it's almost like suing the press has become Harry's full-time hobby. Forget royal duties. He's on a mission. He thought that going after the Daily Mail would make him the ultimate victim turned victor, the man who exposed the evil media. But here's the twist. The monster he's been trying to slay might actually be his own ego. It's poetic, tragic, and kind of jaw-dropping at the same time.
The court found out that researchers working for Hazard's legal team had somehow hatched a scheme to avoid the claims of Frost and Hughes being dismissed because they were brought too late.
For years, Harry's been waging war on the tabloids, claiming invasion, hacking, harassment, all of it. But this time, the court isn't buying the fairy tale. Documents now suggest the whole case shouldn't have even reached trial. Why? Because apparently, he missed the 6-year legal deadline. 6 years! You'd think his army of lawyers would have noticed that tiny little detail. But instead of owning up like a grown man, word on the street is that his team started looking for a creative workaround. Translation? Bending the rules to save face? It's giving royal rebellion meets legal desperation.
Catherine and William were hacked as evidence. It's almost like he's going, well, it happened to my brother, so that means it must have happened to me. Okay then.
They apparently tried to make it look like some shiny new evidence suddenly popped up just in time to save the case. But the court wasn't born yesterday, and now they're sniffing out something way dirtier. Harry's so desperate for a win that he's allegedly letting his legal team blur the line between truth and trickery. The very case he thought would make him look like the fearless royal warrior might end up exposing him as the biggest royal fool in recent history. And honestly, that's saying something.
Of statute of limitations, and they had 6 years to bring their case forward. His legal team figured out that 6 years may have...
If this were a TV show, it'd feel like a scene straight out of Suits. But nope, this is real life, and Harry's the one left holding the bag. The rumors? His team knew the case was expired, but instead of admitting defeat, they allegedly cooked up a sneaky plan to cheat the system. It's giving royal plot twist no one asked for.
I'm a politician in the UK, and a journalist who was done for phone hacking back in 2014.
Evan Harris, from former Liberal Democrat MP, and Graham Johnson, convicted in 2014 for the phone hacking. Yes, well, ironic.
According to whispers from court insiders, Harry's researchers and legal aides reached out to some, let's say, questionable characters. Enter former MP Evan Harris and ex-journalist Graham Johnson. Yes, the same Graham Johnson who was convicted of phone hacking years ago. The irony is just too rich. These two allegedly helped draft fake news stories in the Byline Times between 2018 and 2019 just to make it look like fresh evidence had been discovered. The goal? Pretend the case was still within the legal time limit. Basically, fake news, but make it royal.
The fact that there were things ending up in the media that shouldn't be, and there's no way that they could have been found out unless someone was hacking them. So because Prince William pushed for this.
The plan was simple but shady. Publish these so-called new revelations. Trick the court into thinking the clock was still ticking. But here's where it all blows up. Emails show that Harry's team already knew about the allegations way before those articles came out. If those emails hold up in court, his entire case could crumble faster than his approval ratings. Imagine spending millions to outsmart a judge, only to outsmart yourself. That's not just a bad move, it's catastrophic.
Was done for phone hacking. He ended up working for the Byline Times, and Harris...
When Justice Nicklin got wind of this alleged stunt, he was not amused. The man looked suspicious, not sympathetic. He demanded every single piece of communication between Harry's lawyers and those so-called researchers. Translation? He knows something's off.
And to end it up as the Leveson inquiry. This is where the News of the World got shut down, Rupert Murdoch got in a whole load of trouble.
Harry's team tried to spin it as some noble new discovery of evidence. But Judge Nicklin wasn't having any of it. If it turns out that Harry's side knowingly used fake articles to build a timeline, this entire case could get tossed out before it even begins. Not just dismissed, publicly humiliated. Imagine the headlines. Prince of lawsuits caught in his own legal trap.
Johnson then used his position as investigations editor of the Byline Times, and they joined forces to essentially create stories for byline.
Brutal. Picture it. The Duke of Sussex himself sitting in court, forced to explain why his multi-million-pound legal team allegedly played games with the law. And the judge's tone, crystal clear. This wasn't going to be another pity parade for the prince. This was about accountability. And Harry? He's in way over his head. If those emails do prove collusion, Judge Nicklin could absolutely make an example of him. Can you imagine? Losing the case, his reputation, and a massive chunk of his fortune, all because he tried to rewrite the rules. That's not royal strategy, that's royal stupidity. And this time, no Netflix documentary can save him. Let's talk money, because this drama comes with a massive price tag. Between lawyers, consultants, PR fixers, and researchers, Harry's reportedly burned through millions trying to keep this circus alive. And the cruelest twist? If this case collapses, he gets nothing. No refund, no victory, just ashes and unpaid bills. And it gets worse. If the court throws the case out, Harry could actually be ordered to pay the Daily Mail's legal costs. Imagine that, having to bankroll the very newspaper you've been at war with for years. That's like paying your enemy to punch you in the face and then thanking them for it. All of this, by the way, is happening while Harry and Meghan are desperately clinging to their crumbling Hollywood image. The Spotify deal's gone. The Netflix glow is fading, and now his so-called truth crusade is turning into financial quicksand. The man who left royal duty to live free might soon find himself living broke. Talk about irony fit for a royal headline. He's not fighting for justice anymore. He's fighting to save face. But saving face doesn't come cheap, and this time, the bill is royally brutal. Each courtroom defeat chips away at his pride and his bank account. It's not a noble crusade anymore. It's just one expensive ego trip gone wrong. And when things got ugly, surprise, surprise, Harry did what he always does, dragged his family right into the fire. Reports claim he pulled Prince William and Princess Kate into this mess, supposedly to show the hacking scandal affected everyone in the royal family. But let's be honest, no one's buying that, and here's where it gets downright scandalous. Insiders say Harry's little family inclusion move wasn't about justice at all. It was pure deflection. He knew the shady timeline issue could blow up at any second. So what did he do? He tossed William and Kate right into the headlines to distract everyone. And you know what? It worked. For a moment. The press went wild. Royal brothers at war. Kate pulled into legal chaos. And while the media circus spun out, Harry quietly hoped his own mess would just fade into the background. Classic misdirection. Except it backfired. Because here's the kicker. William and Kate were furious. Absolutely livid, actually. They didn't sign up to be pawns in Harry's self-made soap opera. This wasn't a family issue, it was a Harry issue, and his desperate attempt to use them as human shields only made him look weaker. Imagine that, dragging the future king and queen into your own legal meltdown. It's not bold, it's pathetic. And the British public? Oh, they saw right through it. People aren't buying the poor Harry act anymore, they're done. His stunt didn't earn him sympathy, it earned him resentment. From his family, from the people, from everyone who used to cheer for the rebel prince. He's become the royal who cried wolf over and over again. And this time, no one's listening. Inside the palace, the mood's reportedly toxic. Exhaustion, frustration, anger, you name it. King Charles? He's had enough. Totally over his youngest son's constant drama. And Prince William? He's done pretending. Word is he's seething. He's sick of being dragged into Harry's public pity parties. Sick of being the villain in Harry's never-ending documentary. He's had it. And honestly, who can blame him? Every single time Harry runs to court or gives another tell-all, it's the monarchy that takes the hit. But this time's different. It's not gossip or interviews, it's legal, it's public, and it's humiliating. The judge's suspicion, the shady emails, the fake articles. It's all painting a picture that the royal family wanted buried forever. And Harry's the one holding the brush. And now? Well, when you lie too many times in court, even your truth starts sounding fake. Harry's out of people willing to believe him. The court doesn't. The public doesn't. Even the press, his sworn enemy, doesn't take him seriously anymore. That's what happens when your 6-year deadline is up. Game over. And the millions he's poured into this crusade? Gone. Just gone. People used to see him as the brave prince who broke free from the royal cage. Now they just see a bitter man addicted to lawsuits and self-pity. Social media roasts him daily. The memes are savage. One even said, Harry's biggest royal achievement is suing himself into bankruptcy. Brutal, but honestly, not far off. The guy who once stood for truth and healing has become a walking contradiction, and fans are over it. By now, Associated Newspapers, the very people he's suing, have even tried to get the whole case thrown out or at least have the ancient claims removed. Some of the accusations go back decades, but Harry's still pushing, still paying, still spiraling. And it's not bravery anymore, it's obsession. Even his supporters are starting to say it out loud. He's become what he once hated, a fame addict chasing relevance through controversy. He's lost control control of the narrative. The truth is, Harry's audience is gone. The sympathy gone. The shine gone. He's not the charming rebel anymore. He's just another celebrity in California suing his way into irrelevance. Behind palace walls, whispers are growing louder than ever. Sources say when William becomes king, he's planning to finally cut the cord and for good. Enough with the drama. Enough with the damage. Enough with Harry and Meghan using royal ties while trashing the institution. Once William's on the throne, he reportedly plans to strip them of their remaining titles. No more Duke and Duchess. Just Harry and Meghan Markle, private citizens with public chaos. And if this case tanks, which it's dangerously close to doing, that decision might happen even faster. No titles, no privileges, no special treatment, just Harry Markle, the man who tried to take down the system and ended up taking down himself. How poetic is that? It's almost tragic, really. You can't use other people's pain as evidence for your own redemption story, but that's exactly what Harry's tried to do. He wanted to use his family's experiences to strengthen his legal claims, but the court isn't buying it. The only evidence that matters is what happened to him, and that's where his case falls apart completely. Because the truth is, the British public is ready to move on. They're tired of the California chaos machine. Harry's become a liability, not a legacy. Even royal aides say privately that the palace sighs in relief whenever a week passes without a Harry headline. That's how bad it's gotten. When the reckoning comes, and make no mistake, it's coming. It won't just be about losing titles. It'll be about losing whatever respect he had left. Because let's face it, this whole saga is one giant royal self-own. Harry wanted to be the Dragon Slayer, the brave truth warrior. But somewhere along the way, he forgot the most important rule of all. Heroes don't set their own story on fire. And right now, Harry's standing in the middle of the flames, holding the match. He's poured millions into lawsuits, turned against his family, and still hasn't realized that you can't outsmart the truth. Every time he tries, it burns him worse, and this time it's not just bad PR, it's legal humiliation. The case might end before it even begins, leaving him with nothing but bills, embarrassment, and an empty echo of what could have been. The man who left the monarchy to find peace has only found chaos, and he built every bit of it himself. Even now, those close to the palace say Prince William pretends his brother doesn't exist. Communication? Zero. Relationship? Dead. So, for anyone thinking William might soften up, think again. That ship has sailed, sunk, and been buried at sea. Harry's burned too many bridges, and this latest fiasco might be the final spark. Harry once thought he was fighting a noble war for truth, but now everyone sees it for what it really is, a war for attention, and he's losing that too. His millions are gone, his credibility torched, his royal ties hanging by a thread. He wanted to rewrite the rules, but in the end he just rewrote his own downfall. Maybe next time he'll think twice before declaring war on the world, because this time the only thing he destroyed was himself.